Engineering is one of the hardest undergraduate degrees that one could get, so I really wanted my professors to know who I was, know me by name.
When it comes to civil engineering, there's many different ways that you can go, so having a feel for all those different ways is very important.
I hope that the work, that I do, whatever reporting labor stories that I write or photos that I take, allow people who live in the areas that I'm reporting on to have a greater understanding of what's going on in their neighborhood.
For your first 2 years, you end up learning programming and programming languages, the real basics of computer science.
For a discipline like English, where you're constantly producing writing and you're constantly producing work, it's super important to have people around you that you trust, that you can share this work with and get constructive feedback on.
I was able to go to the George Washington Bridge, and we did some research on the crabs there and kind of explored what the natural environment is like in that area.
And my experience here has really transformed my life. The mentorship that I've received and the research that I've done.
Probably one of my favorite classes I've ever taken here is National Model UN. Every single year you get to represent a different country in a simulation of the United Nations. My dream job would be to work at the United Nations, as long as I make a change and making the world better for someone else.
I got a kickstart on internships through the mentorship program. Experience is what employers are looking for.
You really learn how to critically think, how to problem solve. You learn skills like CAD and coding, which are really invaluable to be applied in the future in jobs.
We went and we learned, and from having these direct conversations and making relationships, it makes your passion for social justice so much stronger.
I took an anatomy and physiology course, and this wonderful professor, she really instilled in me this sense of you got to study it, you got to get it done.
I think education is one of the most important fields because it teaches other fields.
And he came up with a plan with me. He said, all right, we're going to sit down, we're going to do this, have this done by this date.
I've loved how the classes have been very collaborative and team-based, combined with the opportunities and access to New York City.
Currently, I'm doing research for my senior thesis with Dr. Konoplich, who I've been working with doing research for the past 2 full years now.
We get to see different cases that students in other states or other schools would not see.
It is definitely home, and I just think that there's opportunities here that you would not be able to do anywhere else.
We have a lot of alumni that work in New York City that you have a really good connection to get a job after graduation.
And I started seeing what it's like to be an engineer. I was like, wow, these guys really know what they're doing, and I just fell in love. So I knew I had to come here.
The idea of knowing the processes of the mind and how it makes you a person really appealed to me.
As a political science major, I think there's something here for everyone.